Some pretty big changes are coming to Parks on the Air, and everybody's asking me what's going to happen. We're going to talk about it this time on Ham Radio Tube. So yes, as I'm sure many of you have heard, the prefixes for the park numbers in Parks on the Air are going to be changing, and they're going to be changing very soon. Let's hop over to the Parks on the Air website and read a little bit about it. So if we go to POTA.app, click on the little hamburger icon right here, go to Rules and Documents, and then Changes. Here we can read all about it. So basically what they're trying to do is standardize everything. Here we can see this is our top-level organizational heading and should always align with ISO 3166-2. This is an internationally created and managed specification for the organization of countries and their primary subdivisions. This means that each program will have a two-letter prefix, example, US for United States, EC for Ecuador, GB for United Kingdom, etc. So they're standardizing everything. And somewhere down here, where did it go? So here's all of the changes that are coming if you just click on this updated changes here. And you can see Mexico was XE, now it's going to be MX. Italy was I, now it's going to be IT. Okay, big deal. Yes, there's going to be some muscle memory. We're all used to saying kilo in the United States. Now we're going to have to say United States or United Sugar, United Sierra, Uruguay Sugar, whatever, you know. But big deal. It's changing. Now, the bigger thing that I have been getting inundated with emails and comments on my channel, what's going to happen with our logging software, specifically Hammers, because Jarrett, the developer of Hammers, hasn't really updated it in quite some time, and everybody's worried about that. Well, I'm going to tell you, stop worrying. Everything is going to be okay. So let's think about this. The new 5-digit parks in the United States have been in the database for many months now. We've probably all worked them. You're probably all logging them on with Hammers. Well, they're not in the Hammers database, but they still work. Case in point, here is an activation I did on February 24th. And if we scroll down here, we can see, oh, there's a park. Okay, that's good. It's a kilo. Oh, wait, here's 10753 from WA7RAR. Okay, it's there. It works. And to go one step further, here's my logs from that day. And would you know, there's WA7RAR right there with that park-to-park contact, okay? Everything is going to be just fine. But now you may be asking, well, what's Hammers going to do once we're US 3019 instead of Kilo 3019? Well, let me show you. Very little is going to change. So here's a new logbook, and let's just go ahead and put in our pertinent information here. Now, I usually go to Kilo 3019, but it's going to be US 3019. And now notice the grid square doesn't pop up. So, yeah, there's going to be some things that we might need to do manually, but if I just put a kilo in there, now the grid square pops up, and then I can change that to US 3019, okay? So we are good that way, all right? So that's going to save as US 3019 now when I upload my log. Now let's say we work KF8IV, and he's in US 4417, okay? Then we hit enter. Look, there's US 4417. Everything works just fine. Let's pick on Frank, KG5AHJ. And let's say he's in US-6666 because he broke my computer. Hit enter. Look at that. He's still in there. Let's say W8MSC. And he's at US-10509. Whatever. New 5-digit park, right? Hit enter. There it is. It's all there. Everything still works. The only difference is we're obviously not going to have the grid square. And when the new parks pop up, like, I don't know, that one, we're not going to know like what park it is when we're connected to the internet, okay? But that's okay. It still works. Everything functions exactly the way Hammers is supposed to function in terms of just being a general logging software. Now, did we lose some features? Yes. My QSO map hasn't worked for a while. I don't know why. I don't really care. Yes, it's nice to have, but the POTA spots are still there. See, everything works just fine. No big deal. It's going to be okay. It's also important to note that park numbers don't mean anything. Zero. There's actually no reason whatsoever that we need to exchange park numbers, even with a park to park. So if you're at a park and I'm at a park and we work each other, it's kind of just tradition. Like, we just started doing that when Parks on the Air started. But there's no reason to. When you upload your log, you just worked me. You upload your log. Let's say we don't exchange park numbers. You upload your log. I upload my log. The developers at Parks on the Air are really smart. I know many of them personally. And they designed the software in such a way that when you upload your log and I upload my log, it just knows that, hey, we both worked each other from our respective parks at the same time. Our QSOs match up. So it's going to automatically know that we were a park to park without ever exchanging that park number. The only time you'd really need to actually give out a park number is if somebody asks for it, because some people are hunting specific parks and they want to know what park you're at, which is fine. You know, I give the park number generally in the beginning when I'm calling CQ. Other than that, very rarely do I actually give the park number when I'm doing an activation unless somebody asks, or again, because of tradition with other park-to-park stations, we exchange those parks. Even 2-fers, 3-fers, 4-fers, whatever, that activator that is in a 3-fer, a 4-fer, whatever, they're going to upload their log, and you're going to get credit for all 4 of those contacts, or however many parks. So we needn't worry about the park number at all. Now, let's talk about Hammers and the developer. Jarrett Green, the developer of Hammers, developed Hammers out of the kindness of his own heart because he is a Parks on the Air activator, and he saw a need for a software that was very lightweight and simple, and a way for us activators to just put the call signs in, get all the pertinent information that we needed as we're activating, and then upload it to the Parks on the Air page, import it into your main logging software. Hammers was never intended to be your one go-to main logging software. It is a lightweight, portable logging software. And I'm getting some emails about, am I going to contact him about updating it, all this stuff? No, I'm not. I'm pretty sure he knows things are happening. But I'm pretty sure he also has a job and a wife and a life. So if he updates it, great. If not, I'm going to continue to use Hammers and not bitch about it. Now, some people might say, well, oh, you got to pay for it on the App Store and on the Google Play Store. Well, yeah, but that's not like revenue that Jarrett's making. Remember, it is free on Mac, Windows, and Linux. The only reason you got to pay $5 for the app is because Google and Apple charge developers to be on their platform. It's not like he's raking in dough from making Hammers. Again, he did this out of the kindness of his own heart. So what I don't want people to do is email Jarrett if you know his call sign or have his information. Don't bug him about it. He did this out of the kindness of his own heart. Another thing I don't want to see, which I've heard mustered in the community, well, if he would just make it open source. Here's my issue with that. And y'all know, if you ask a ham a question, you're going to get an answer. But if you ask 10 hams a question, you're going to get 20 different answers. So what's going to happen if it's open source, you're going to have a whole bunch of developers with all their different ideas in there, and they're going to just completely dilute the entire purpose of what Hammers is. Again, a lightweight logging software. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm kind of against the whole open source thing. I don't know. Maybe if you really feel strongly about it enough and you're a software developer, why don't you follow Jarrett's lead and do the selfless thing and make a new ham radio portable logging software that is just as awesome, if not awesomer, than Hammers. So in conclusion, don't worry. Everything is going to be just fine. POTA on as you always have. Thanks for watching. My name is Mike, K8MRD. This is Ham Radio Tube 73.